Hello everyone, Richard Murray, Chief Commercial Officer at Telepan. Today I am joined by Brandon Thomas, the AVP of Partner Success at RingCentral. Brandon, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Richard, thanks again. This is a great opportunity to talk about, all the exciting things that are going on with RingCentral and our partner program.
So many exciting things. Let's jump right in. I want to make sure that we have time to cover all of the things that are going on at RingCentral. But let's start at kind of an upper view of just the overall marketplace. When you look at UC and video chat, the UC and now CX space has changed so much over the last 12 to 18 months. Now there's just an overall focus on CX technology, customer experience. With that, how do you view RingCentral's position with the marketplace overall with all that change?
Yeah, as you alluded to, there's a tremendous amount of change going on, across our entire industry. So, we've always been well positioned as an industry leader with our UC technology. 5 years straight of 5.9 SLA. So, nothing has changed in our commitment to delivering on that reliability. We've had been well positioned with our partnership with NICE and delivering our contact center, natively that sits within RingCentral, all built through one supplier. So you have two leaders in technology. So, we're still continue to be really focused on those. But as you alluded to, respond to the changes, we've made a lot of different investments in new products, as well as, also some acquisitions. So just to name a few of those, certainly we've, expanded on our webinar offerings for customers, both for external webinars and then internal communication to strengthen how companies are working together. AI is obviously, I'm sure you're probably having all these conversations. We can't get through any of them without talking about AI. So we built our RingSense platform. It started with the sales application integrated into CRM. So taking that conversational intelligence and really helping to strengthen interactions with customers. We've now expanded that to phone. So not just the sales application. So RingSense will continue to expand in terms of providing that conversational AI technology. We did the acquisition with Hopin. So, that's a relatively new thing where we're working on kind of the event platform and engagement from an external standpoint that a lot of customers are bringing to their customer base. And then last but certainly not least, and I know we'll probably talk a little bit more around this, is just around our expansion of our own contact center portfolio by our native RingCX product sitting within MVP that we just, have kind of gone general release on this month. We have a lot of buzz around that with our partners and, certainly a focus for us on that delivering for our customers.
Yeah, and I definitely do want to get back to that because that is definitely an area where our partners are asking about, want to learn more, and want to be able to deliver those solutions to their customers. But before we do that, let's talk about just RingCentral in general. We've talked about all this change that's gone on, but one of the things that has stayed remarkably consistent at RingCentral has been your commitment and how you deliver these solutions through the channel, how you enable the channel. You guys have been a leader in that for years throughout this time. And so despite all of that change, why do you think the partners and their customers have continued to choose RingCentral?
Yeah. Well, first off, I appreciate your insights, and certainly our partnership with Telepan and your partner community has helped to really strengthen that relationship and our success over the last several years. When I think about why we've been so successful in working with our partners and leaning in is, it really starts obviously from a product standpoint. When we think about providing a reliable service, and that extends not only just to the application, but, the support that we provide to the customers, right? So that goes hand in hand with our partners, right? Our partner community, they are the trusted, IT advisors for any of the customers that they're working with. So we really cherish that relationship that they bring in. we lean in with our partners to help work together to service that customer. That's why we've had, tremendously consistent production, not only for new customers, but with our existing customer base. We know partners that come in with your customers that come in rather with a partner attached to them, they're going to stay with RingCentral longer because they have more support resources. So it's really about, leaning in, knowing the value that our partners provide to their end customers, the deep relationships that they have, and taking advantage of that. And, certainly last but not least is just we try to be as transparent and consistent as possible. We want things to be simple in terms of how partners are transacting with us. And, the number one priority for us is to limit channel conflict. And that's why we implemented our channel harmony program several years ago, to really take advantage of our partners and our, RingCentral sales teams working together to continue to not only close the run rate business, but move up market with more complex solutions. So that's been really the foundation of success, not only just for our partner program, but for RingCentral overall.
And so while the commitment to the channel has stayed consistent, and that has been one of the reasons why we've all been so successful together, you mentioned channel harmony. That commitment to the channel has stayed, but that doesn't mean you guys haven't tried new things. And one of those, to go hand in hand with channel harmony, is to give partners the option through the IGNITE program, which rolled out a few months ago. How is that going overall? What changes have you guys made as you've learned and tried to tweak around that? And what do our partners really need to know to embrace IGNITE going forward?
Yeah, great question. And obviously IGNITE's the number one, focus and kind of initiative that we have within our program. And, interestingly enough, we talk about kind of launching it a few months ago, but it's existed in, some form or fashion for a number of years at RingCentral. And really the main answer, or kind of, to the question that our partners were asking us was, they're used to kind of the traditional model where you're leading the sales process, right? Like partners are, used to owning that. They want to own that sales process. So we wanted to provide an avenue for, our partners to do that, but then most importantly, close business quickly, right? I think that like speed was the number one thing that kept coming up in those discussions. So, what we did is we took a look at, the quoting tools and everything that we had available. We strengthened the internal resources that we have, and then we also matched compensation, right? If our partners are doing more work, they should expect to get, compensated more for doing that. So there's a built-in incentive there, and that's really what we kind of reinvigorated and launched, along with those internal resources, and then more of a path, honestly, to evolve the automation of the process. So we're currently working on quoting tools that'll be made available for our partners. Our expectation is a lot of that stuff's going to go live in Q4, and we'll continue to allow partners, and allow is not really the right word, it's just enable them to do those things, from sales to post-sales support and maintaining that customer relationship. So it's really responding to a need. I don't want to make people think like this is kind of the shift that we're going to, right? It's an alternative go-to-market model for our program, right? So channel harmony is going to be there. It's going to exist. We view this as a way to close, probably some of the less complex deals. We will have some SE support to support the partners and managing the sales process. But ultimately, like if anything gets overly complex or a partner is worried around, not having enough resources or the expertise, we can always move deals, to channel harmony, engage the team, and make sure that ultimately, like our end state is to bring on that customer and make sure that they're supported.
And I think your key words there are choice and enable, right? And Telarus is obviously trying to work with you guys to enable that as well, so that if they are in a more complex situation, they can use our engineers, our solution architects, to overlay with them and work together, so they have that choice of which program they want to work through.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know that we talked about this just last week, around things that we're doing, and, certainly like I can kind of give the pitch of like what we have from a support standpoint, but, when you work with Telepan and all of your SE team, the tremendous support that you guys have from just an operations and order perspective. We're kind of standing, hip to hip as we go through that process. And, I just want to make, abundantly clear that when we talk about automating things, that's not only for our partner community, but that's certainly directly with you guys and taking, all of the knowledge that you have and making sure that it's the best overall experience for our partners. So certainly something that we're doing together. And I'm excited about all the things that we've talked about, implementing with Telepan specifically.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing what we can all make of that together. We're kind of touching on our SEs and the capabilities that team has. They are one of the core reasons why we've been known as a contact center player for so long, and the leader in that space. And that's why I'm really excited with your guys' recent announcement of kind of the evolution of your product offering in contact center. You mentioned you've always had NICE before, but now you guys have this evolution that's embedded with AI, which everybody wants to talk about. And even better, it even happens to come with an unprecedented 15x spiff. So let's talk a little bit about that and what our partners need to know so they can take that offering to their customers.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, at a simple level, you talked about all those kind of different bits and pieces. We talk about RingSense, our MVP, reliability. The way that I view RingSense is really bringing all of those things together in a very out of the box, kind of easy to implement solution, right? So when you talk about, different levels of complexity, what you're looking at with our RingCX technology is kind of that, simpler out of the box, kind of workforce integrations, analytics that are sitting within there, all that conversational AI that customers are asking for. But, probably some of the less, complex use cases, right? So the main value prop for that is that it's easier to implement. There aren't as many steps that customers and partners need to go through. And really, the main reason that we put it together was feedback from both our customers and our partner community that, we wanted kind of more of a mid-range kind of contact center product, pricing certainly to go along with that helps, kind of in that mid-market space is a sweet spot and below. So it's responding to that need. So first and foremost, I want to, call out the fact that, through conversations with Telepan and our partner community, I mean, this was a really big opportunity for us. And I look at it as, it's really, this is the first step. We're going general release with it. You mentioned our 15x spiff, which, I would sit here and tell you it's a crazy amount of money that we're offering with that, along with some increased residuals through the end of the year. But that's really just us wanting to make a splash within the market. And I'm happy to report that we've already sold a number of deals just over the last month, for services that are going to be implementing on that RingCX platform. So things that were maybe more complex from an analytics standpoint on a UC sale, we've been able to quickly, with working with our SEs and then understanding the nuances of the product, to kind of pivot those and, really make a more valuable sale for the customer, but then also, certainly help to improve the financials from a partner standpoint. So, the main thing that I would say is, I expect that every partner manager at RingCentral and person that you hear from is going to be talking about our new products and specifically RingCX. But the call to action is really to let us know and let your partner manager know if you need to know anything more. But you bring us into a deal with your customer, we're going to make sure that they know the full value of that solution.
Excellent, thank you. We'll have to get together again in a couple of months to report to everybody how we're doing with implementations and all of those things with that service. Yep. It'll be an exciting one to continue to watch. Before I let you go, I wanted to talk to you real quick about a conversation that seems to come up in every UC conversation, and that's Teams. And every customer is asking, hey, should I use Teams? I'm already on Teams, all of these things. And sometimes I see in opportunities where, RingCentral has your acquisition of Glip, and it's now integrated fully into the portal. And so sometimes they think, customers on Teams, is this a fit? Help me
Right.
understand and communicate to the partner community why they should think about RingCentral, even if Teams is in play, and especially if Teams messaging is already there and the customer's using it. Why is RingCentral still a great fit?
Yeah, I mean, I think, and you've seen this with a lot of different suppliers, right? Is the sale kind of initially started, if you go back a few years ago, it was about hey, how do we replace that solution with ours, right? And that was kind of consistent across, just a wholesale, like how do we go from, the Teams license to MVP and using all the collaboration services. I would certainly be remiss if I didn't advocate for that, because we feel like we have, kind of superior, messaging and product and reliability. But, we wanted to provide options, right? From a product standpoint, as well as just what we're hearing from customers, is we know that, many customers are happy using that Teams environment for messaging and video. What we wanted to do was give options on, rather than going and buying a Microsoft, calling license, being able to leverage RingCentral, either the embedded dialer or direct routing solutions, to give, really strength to the communication. So we're not displacing everything that they've already built and embedded into their, day-to-day as a customer. But we're giving them, an option that provides that 5.9 stability that we talked about, right? And security, reliability. So it's been a great option, especially as we look up market with large accounts that often have those team solutions. It's been, a additive sale rather than trying to, displace that. So it really comes from just feedback and then providing options, and again, leveraging that without having to get a double, license for both Teams Voice and RingCentral, which, was the case a few years ago. You had to get both. So we've substantially improved that value prop by allowing, customers just to have that one solution through RingCentral.
And I just underscore that with something I learned with you guys last week is the telephony side of this is still so important. Making the phone ring is still critical for our customers. And there's a huge difference between your literal 5.9 capabilities measured over time and what they're going to get over Teams, which is, I think it's a 3.9s. Is that accurate?
Yeah. I mean, that's certainly what we've been kind of socialized with over the last several months and years, and so that's where we think we bring a lot of value to that. I know we talked a little bit about kind of the changing landscape, but we know the bedrock of our company. People need that voice communication, and we're always going to be the leader within that component.
Well, excellent. And Brandon, you guys are doing so many great things. We appreciate how much you guys lean into the channel, and I really appreciate you being here with me today and teaching our partners a couple of things that are happening at RingCentral.
Yeah, and Richard, thanks so much for the opportunity to talk with you and talk to the partner community. That, like you said, our partnership is continues to be great. We've had a tremendous run in growth, and it's really exciting for me as somebody who's been at RingCentral for 8 years to really be able to partner with Telarus to be a big part of the growth that we've seen together. So thanks again.
Excellent. It has been a fun ride, and more to come with that. Well, that's all we have today. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Take care.